Hey, it's Babs, and we've all heard of this song, right? That's Mesmerizer by 32 Key or Satsuki, featuring Miku and Teto, released a year ago and is still big currently, I think. And I decided to make a little fun sketchbook thing about that song. So, the main idea for this spread is to use those spinning paper circles in a lot of art TikTok tutorials for the poses that Miku and Teto do in the music video. And my inspiration came from the music video of Candy Cookie Chocolate, especially in this clip. And I have to admit that the song is catchy, and I know it's a blatant ripoff of Mesmerizer in terms of the art style, I guess, but Candy Cookie Chocolate was actually my gateway into Mesmerizer. Like, I heard this before the real deal, and I think it's kind of funny just realizing that the bootleg brought me to Mesmerizer. So I'm drawing 3 of Miku's poses, which is one of her dancing poses, the idle one, and one of the hypnotized dancing pose. I couldn't get her right in the first time, so I finished her sketch and inking off camera. Then it's her idle pose next, and now that I understand how Mesmerizer Miku looks like, it's a whole lot easier drawing her other pose now. Also, I'm trying this new camera angle for my future sketchbook session videos. Since I don't have a tripod or an overhead tripod, I just made this weird structure out of my Hunger Games book collection and a bunch of tapes and small weights to keep the phone at an angle. And also, the reason why this video seems so much more crisp than my previous ones is because I use my dad's iPhone to film, and honestly, it's so much better than my current phone's camera quality. So yeah, I think I'll be using this new setup more often when I'm filming art. And now we're moving on to the coloring of the pieces. The color schemes of Miku and Teto are pretty simple, their color palettes being either mainly blue or red, respectively, and it's perfect for the simple art style as well. I actually colored a little more off camera and gave Miku a bit more texture and shading. Then comes the most satisfying part, which is cutting the Mikus out, and they look so good. Then it's Teto's turn, and I started with her idle pose, and her design is pretty straightforward. I like the balance of her short curly pigtails or twin drills, and her long straight legs. Actually, you can see me using a ruler for her legs in this one, but for the other two I just winged them and it kind of looks better without a ruler. For all of the Miku and Teto cutouts, I try to keep the proportions the same mostly, but I do slip up with the head shapes being either too big or too small. A quick coloring session on the Tetos, and I was actually rushing this part because my red pencil was getting really short and I didn't like how that felt when I used it, so I just wanted to get the red parts over and done with. But I do go over and take my time with the coloring and shading off camera later on. And then I realized that I started cutting before outlining her silhouettes. So I went back and outlined them before continuing. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier that I left a little box at their feet to give some allowance for the spinning thingy later on. I still don't know what's that called. I think it's just spinning paper mechanism. And here are the final cutouts of Mesmerizer, Miku, and Teto. I'm so proud of how they came out. And it's time to complete the spread. Oh, and by the way, the angle of the filming is a little weird here because I wanted an overhead shot, so I made this monstrosity with the help of an old selfie stick. The sky is actually light blue, and I didn't have any light blue colored paper, so I printed my own, but it was actually darker than I expected. But I didn't want to print another one and waste any more ink, so I just went ahead with the darker blue. And yeah, I realized too late that clear glue is not your friend here. I should have used a glue stick or some double-sided tape instead, because the wet glue left a lot of weird texture on the pages and also stained the blue background a little. And here is where it started going downhill. I tried to make the star in the middle spin, just like in the music video, but it was really hard to glue down the correct parts of the spinning thing, and I accidentally glued down like half of the star itself onto the page. And a lot of things went wrong as I was doing Miku's side of the page. The spinning thing broke 3 times as I tried to glue it to the page, and the Miku's couldn't spin without something coming off. So I stopped filming and worked on Miku and Teto spinning stars off camera, and this is the result. They actually spin now! Both the stars and the Mikus and Tetos, but I'm too scared that something will break again, so I just fiddle with them and not do an actual 360-degree spin like in the Candy Cookie Chocolate music video. And that's it for this video. Thanks for making it this far, and I would appreciate it if you gave this a humble like and drop some thoughts in the comments. And bye!